Why, hello. I didn't see you there. Here we are in an unexpected place. Baldur's Gate sealed event. I wanted to kick off some arena, and this is what was on offer, so let's jump into this wild world. I say wild world. From what I understand, Baldur's Gate is basically Adventures in the Forgotten Realms Part 2, with a little bit of extra sauce, alchemy sauce thrown in, with Specialize and all this nonsense. With that in mind, Adventures in the Forgotten Realms favored aggro, and that's what we are. We are a pretty low to the ground Naya deck. Steadfast Paladins, 2 Dragon's Fires, 4 copies of Knoll Hunter, a 2-mana 2/2 with pack tactics that will grow Knoll Hunter if you have it. We have 2 Prophetic Prisms to make our splashes easier, as well as 2 Pilgrim's Eyes. We've got Lurking Roper, we've got Band Together. At the top end, to try to finish the game, we have Meteor Golem, 7 mana 3/3 destroys a non-land permanent, and Dread Linworm, which can put counters as an adventure onto our things, and eventually is a 7 mana 7/6 that can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or less. We are very crucially missing the Balmy rares. We have none, basically. We had rares in black, but no support there, and this is just what we have to work with. So I'm kind of expecting minimal things here, but I do like how many 2-drops we have. I think we'll get a very consistent start to our games anyway. So let's see how it goes. Our opponent goes first, and we have Forest Mountain. You hear something on watch, which is a white spell. No 2-drop except for Dragon's Fire, which is a removal spell. I think it's good enough to keep. Not exciting, but that's also just what this deck is. We drew Steadfast Paladin, another white 2-drop. We would really love to draw a Plains or a green 2-drop. Either way, we'd be quite happy. Opponent is Plains Swamp and passes. Okay. We drew Unexpected Allies, which we'll get into later, hopefully. Then our opponent goes Viconia Night Singer's Disciple, which we're just going to go ahead and Dragonfire. This is one of those specialized cards. Okay, very good. A Pilgrim's Eye, a very welcome draw. So this is 3 mana for a 1/1 flyer that will search up a basic land card. So we got our Plains. Very good. The opponent has another Viconia. 2/3 Specializer. Turns into 5 different versions of itself. I can't be bothered to read. Question for us is, what are we going to do? I think there's a decent chance that we will hear something on watch. There's also Scale Deflection. 2 1/1 counters on our creature. It gains hexproof and untaps. This is the adventure half of Dread Linworm. That would be a pretty good way to get our opponent. Grow our creature, kill their creature. Okay. Go ahead and play our Plains then, since they know we have it. Go to combat. Attack with the Pilgrim's Eye. They're just taking it. Makes sense. Now, we could cast Steadfast Paladin. We also have you hear something on watch, which I am interested in playing. I think we're going to Steadfast Paladin. I'm just afraid that we pass the turn and then they specialize. They play Horn of Valhalla. They're casting the adventure side of it, so they made 3 1/1 soldiers. And then it becomes an equipment that costs 2 to play, 3 to equip. Equip creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. And that's pretty good, to be honest. Let's go to attack again. Attack with both our creatures. We have Band Together and Scale Deflection, so any blocks they make are going to be pretty bad for them, I think. They're just taking. So now do we Dread Lindorm? Just do our damage. We're at 22, they're at 16. Now we have Scale Deflection, Band Together, and You Hear Something, Watch. So I think we just pass the turn. And we can cast Band Together and You Hear Something on Watch. So up to 2 creatures deal damage to another creature, which is good. So they're casting the Horn of Valhalla. Probably going to go ahead and equip it. They are. So now the question is, do we want to do anything about that? So this creature is going to be getting 1, 2, 3, of +4/+4. So I think we need to band together. So band together, kill the thing they equipped, gain 2 more life. They're tapped out. Pass to attackers. Let's see if they go for an attack. I would love to hear something on watch on them. Yep, they're going for it, so now we can hear something on watch, set off traps, dealing 5 damage to Viconia. And they do 2 damage to us. So now it's 22 to 16. Good. Okay, now we're at 6. At this point, do we Unexpected Allies or do we Dread Linorm? Let's go ahead and adventure Scale Deflection. Put 2 1/1 counters on our Steadfast Paladin. Attack with all. It's 26 to 11, and then we'll play Null Hunter. So they still have this Horn of Valhalla, which is going to juice up one of their creatures, but it's 3 to equip, so that is not an insignificant cost. We only have 5 mana as of right now. We are in an alchemy set, so literally anything could happen. Anything. They could conjure Black Lotuses into their hand for all I know. They cast Grim Bounty. 4 mana, kill a creature, so they kill our Steadfast Paladin. Definitely annoying, but it used their whole turn. Not quite. They have Sepulchre Ghoul. 2 mana, 2/2, sack another creature, it gets +2/+2. We drew another Null Hunter. And do we attack with our Null Hunter? I don't know. I think we just play another Null Hunter. Attack with our Pilgrim's Eye. What I'd really like to do is draw a land, cast Dread Linorm, and then on the next turn, Unexpected Allies and get another copy of it. Okay, they're naturally equipping the Horn of Valhalla onto one of their soldiers, which makes it a 4/4. They really can't afford to attack us, I don't think. Indeed, they do not. Okay. Well, now we can go Dread Linorm. 7/6, can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or less. No attacks for right now. Next turn we can Unexpected Allies it. They cast Guardian Naga, the adventure half, to exile our Pilgrim's Eye. Literally don't care. They Minimus Containment our Dread Linorm. That's pretty annoying. Then a Dawnbringer Cleric. 2 mana, 1/3. Presumably they're going to gain a couple life off of it. Yep. 26 to 12. They've got... Now they're attacking with their 5/5 soldier. Sure. No blocks, please. Drew another You Hear Something on Watch. An instant that can give our creatures +1/+1. So I think we're going to Unexpected Allies on one of our Null Hunters, giving it +2/+0. Now we can attack with both Null Hunters, which will give us Pack Tactics, which means they both get +1/+1 counters. Also means we double team Null Hunter, which we get another Null Hunter in hand. So we're attacking with a 5/3 and a 3/3, and we have You Hear Something on Watch. So we're blocking our 3/3 with their Sepulchre Ghoul, our 5/3 with a 1/1. They're activating Sepulchre Ghoul, so it's going to get +2/+2. So that'll make it a 4/4. So we could You Hear Something on Watch to take it out and trade. Yeah, which I think we're going to do. We don't want the Sepulchre Ghoul to live. Give our creatures a boost. We trade, and then we cast another Knoll Hunter. The issue is now they can cast their Guardian Naga, which I assume they're going to do. 5/6 Vigilance, as long as it's their turn, prevent all damage that would be dealt to it. And that's going to be very hard to get around. Yep, they do indeed cast it. Lurking Roper. Not bad. We're going to go ahead and cast it. Lurking Roper is a 3-mana 4/5, but it doesn't untap during your untap step. But when you gain life, it does untap. So no attacks this turn. It's 21-12. They're going to find it difficult to get through us, but we're also stalled out. Okay, so they're moving the Horn of Valhalla onto Guardian Naga, which makes sense. Because now it's an 8/9 Vigilance that doesn't take damage on their turn. No blocks. It's 13-12. We have ways to get rid of this Horn and the Naga. If we could kill the Naga this turn, we would really crush them, I think. They're moving the Horn to the Dawnbringer, and we draw a land. That sucks. So this turn we could attack it with Pack Tactics, a 4/4, a 3/3, and a 4/5. Which is just not good attacks for us. So I think we just have to give the turn, holding a land in our hand. I mean, I assume for our opponents kind of rinse and repeat territory. No, they're keeping the Horn on Dawnbringer Cleric. Probably means they have a big play this turn. So otherwise they would just equip it, attack us, then move it back. So I bet they have like a 6 or 7 mana spell. They have Icewind Stalwarts, sorry. 4-mana 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to one target non-warrior creature they control, then bounce it back. They didn't do anything with it. So it's literally just a 4-mana 3/3. Okay. We drew Sea Tower Imprisonment. So it's a 4-mana spell. It's an arrest. And it conjures a card named Soldiers of the Watch, which is a 2-mana 2/1 double team. Well, we have to hit the Naga. There's just no way we're going to be getting around that. It's a 5/6 Vigilance that is just crushing us at the moment. They respond with Deadly Dispute. So they sacrificed the creature, they drew 2 cards and made a treasure. I guess that was pretty good. And we still don't have an attack. I mean, that was good for them because we don't get to conjure the 2-mana 2/1 double team. We're definitely drawing live. Meteor Golem's good. Our Specializer is good. They cast their own Meteor Golem, though. We're looking really bad. Kills our Lurking Roper. Attacking us. 5/7 and a 3/3, so now we have to block. We'll trade with the Icewind dude. Drew a Pilgrim's Eye. We're at 3. We're not dead yet. Couldn't play it. Draw a land. Play the land. No attacks. They move the Horn onto the Soldier. Attacking with all 3 creatures, so we're priced into chumping. Lose both our creatures. Go down to 2. And we draw. Survey says... Oh, never mind. They still have stuff they're doing. Black Market Connections. 3-mana rare enchantment. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, choose 1. Make a treasure, you lose 1 life. Draw a card, you lose 2 life. Create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter token with changeling, you lose 3 life. Well, I don't know why they played that post-combat, but it doesn't matter. We have lost the game. Maybe that indicates they had a trick. Who knows? We were close. We needed to draw a little bit better in the end of that game. Also would have helped if we had better 2-drops from turn 2, but what can you do? Let's take a quick break and get into game number 2.
Does the thought of leading a group through the creative landscapes of your imagination terrify you? Do you worry about being asked questions you don't know the answers to? Have you wanted to try being a dungeon or game master, but your social anxiety has been holding you back? Hi, I'm Amber, and I used to nearly vomit at the idea of running a tabletop RPG. How'd I get over that anxiety? I haven't. Surprise! I'm still an anxious mess, and you can listen to all of it on Shapeshift, where I've recorded 80% of every game I've ever ran. Over the last 4 years, I've run a ton of indie one-shots like Casketland, a weird Western horror game, to my first ever campaign using Ryutama, a Studio Ghibli-like exploration-focused game. Follow me through my journey learning how to GM and to live with my anxiety. It doesn't go away completely, but it does get easier to manage. Go to geekspective.com to find out more information or find Shapeshift on wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Opponent goes first in round number 2, but we have a land of each color, we have a Knoll Hunter on turn 2, a Pilgrim's Eye on turn 3, and you hear something on Watch and Dragon's Fire for removal. Seems totally okay and fine, so we'll keep it. Opponent mulliganed, also definitely okay and fine. Let's lead off with a forest. Okay, opponent went Mountain Plains into a rare. Karlach, Raging Tiefling, 2 mana 2/2 first strike, Rage Beyond Death, Specialize 6. You may also activate this ability if it's in your graveyard. What does it specialize into? Well, as you could imagine, 5 different versions of the card, which are all gigantic 4/4 first strike hasters. Oh my god. So we probably just have to kill this thing? Yep. Which sucks because eventually they're going to be able to specialize it from the graveyard. But we can't just let them have this 2/2 first striker the rest of the game. They go Prophetic Prism, 2 mana artifact, cantrips, filters mana. Alright, they're attacking with Karlach. We're gonna kill it. Oh, we can't because we didn't play the mountain. It's fine. We'll hear something on Watch on it. And they cast Blessed Hippogriff's adventure, Tears Blessing against Indestructible. Okay. Well, isn't that just so sweet? Okay, we have... I think we pass. Let them go. They are also on Naya. They cast Mazzy Truesword Paladin, which is a card that we have, but I just don't think it's very good. 4 mana 3/4. Whenever an enchanted creature attacks one of your opponents, it gets +2/+0 and trample. Whenever an aura is put into your graveyard, exile it and you can cast it until end of turn. We had it, and I initially had it in my deck, but they're just no good auras. Okay, so now we can go Knoll Hunter, pass to them. I mean, this hand is really bad. Their 3/4 stuffs us pretty hard. They have a 4 mana 2/3 flyer, which they are now casting. And they have, previously, before that, cast Monk the Open Hand, 1 mana 1/1. But when they cast their second spell, it gets 1/1 counter. So it's now a 2/2, which is just great. We drew Band together so we could take out Mazzy, or the Hippogriff, or the Monk the Open Hand. I just don't know. I think we're gonna pass to them. Band together is an instant, so if they try to double spell, we can punish them, quote unquote. Casting an Underseller Myconid. It's a 3 mana 1/2 mana dork that makes a 1/1 sapperling when it ETBs or dies. Okay, so we are gonna... They're casting another spell into their Monk of the Open Hand, so we're gonna take it out before it gets out of control. Now they attack us for 2 in the air and 3 on the ground. But the Hippogriff gives it flying, so... And then we drew another land. The urge to concede is strong. but we won't do so quite yet. No attacks. They're one land away from specializing Karlach from the graveyard. And they are doing so, making Karlach Tiefling Zealot 5/5 haste for a strike. When it enters in the graveyard, it perpetually gains it can't block. When it specializes from any zone, they get a 2/2 white knight. Okay, now I'm officially going to concede. Yeah, rare specializes not remotely beatable. A 2-mana 2/2 first strike is already insanely good, especially in this format. And then even when you kill it, it just turns into a giant inevitability monster late game. I don't like it. I'll reserve thoughts. I mean, maybe we go on a crazy run here and we just rattle off 7 wins in a row, but and that would change my tune. I don't think so, though. Alright, thoughts being reserved. See you in the next round. Round 3. It's do or die. Our opponent is going first. We have a mana of each color, a Knoll Hunter, a Pilgrim's Eye, and a Sea Tower Imprisonment. As usual, it looks good enough. Is it good enough, though? Time will tell. I have my suspicions. I think you do too. Opponent mulligans. Definitely doesn't hurt, but didn't help us last time. They go Forest. Forest, nothing. Okay, we finally drew our own specializer. Jaheira, Merciful Harper. So that's good. Let's go ahead and play out a Forest. Opponent cycles, you line up the shot. Fair enough. Then Mountain, also fair enough. I'm going to start with a Knoll Hunter, because I'd rather that die than Jaheira. They play Follow the Tracks. Conjure a card of your choice onto the battlefield. So they get Gate to Sea Tower. So that one lets them get a gate. Sure. Let's attack them. And then let's play a Pilgrim's Eye. Yes, let us search for a land. Get another mountain, because why not? 20 to 18. They go Scaled Nurturer. 2-mana 0/2, taps for a green. When you use this to cast a dragon, you gain 2 life, and then they improvised weaponry killed our Knoll Hunter. And we drew another land. We are drawing a lot of land with this deck, unfortunately. So now what do? I think we cast Jaheira. We can specialize her this turn. So what do we specialize her into? She's a 2/3 with hexproof from artifacts and enchantments. We can specialize her into things that kill artifacts or enchantments. And gives us some other bonus. So we're just going to go to combat and attack with our Pilgrim's Eye. I mean, I don't love just running out Jaheira when we have no targets for it, other than a treasure token. But we literally have nothing else in our hand, so... They do indeed have a dragon. Lozan Dragon's Legacy. 4/2 flying. When you cast an adventure or dragon spell, it deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target that isn't a commander. And then they cast Owlbear Shepherd. 3-mana 1/4. Beginning of their end step, if they have creatures with total power 8 or greater, they draw a card, which they're at 5 currently. I mean, frickin' yikes. So I think we need to Sea Tower Imprisonment the dragon, which gives us a Soldier of the Watch. And now we can attack with our 1/4 Pilgrim's Eye. 20 to 18. We are chipping away at a baby. The plus side is that we have 20 life and they have 18. We have 4 cards and they have 1. Now, they don't know this, but 3 of our 4 cards are lands, of course. But 1 is a Meteor Golem, which could be very useful. I think we're basically going to have to hit their Owlbear Shepherd with it. because that's how they're going to win the game, is by casting a creature, hitting that 8 power threshold. So they cast a Reckless Barbarian, a 2/2 dragon, which let their Lozan hit our Soldiers of the Watch. Puts them up to 7. So we need to attack them for 1 again, because that's what we do. Their Pilgrim's Eye. Cast a Lurking Roper to hold down the fort. And hope they don't draw a creature spell this turn. Because if they do, they're going to hit 8 and draw another card. They're not just slamming it, so there's hope. They played a land. Okay. Brilliant. They do have 2 gates now, which lets them seek out extra stuff. Well, we could also... Okay, let's play our land. So we have our Meteor Golem. We need to kill a creature. So do we kill the Owlbear? Or do we kill the Lozan? They have double gates, which means they're probably going to get more dragons, which means their Lozan's going to start killing our creatures. I think we have to kill the Lozan. It also sets them way behind on getting to the threshold of 8 power. So blow up the dragon. Then attack with the Pilgrim's Eye and the Lurking Roper. They take it, so it's 20-12. So they drew their card for the turn, but now they have 2 gates, which lets them tutor up any spell, basically. They don't need to, because they just drew a red dragon. 6 mana, 4/4 flyer, ETBs, and does 4 damage to us. Sick. We drew a land. So I guess we play an Underseller Myconid, our incredibly sweet ramp card, and then we give it back to them. 16-12. They have a 4/4 flyer. All they really need to do, if they're smart, is, activate a gate, which is what they're doing. Just lets them seek a non-land card. They'll probably play a creature next. Spiked Pit Trap. Well, this is actually pretty good for us, because this gives us a target for Jaheira. So what do we want to specialize her into? Our choices are get some counters for our things, gain some life, or our next creature gets +1/+0 in haste. I mean, all of those are awful. So let's gain some life, I guess. Oh, never mind. We can't do that, can we? So we're going to get counters. Sure. Alright. Kill their Pit Trap. Counters put on a Pilgrim's Eye as a flyer and the Meteor Golem just to make it beefy. Now we go to combat. No attack still, because they have the 4/4 flyer. I guess we could attack with the Meteor Golem. Just force them to block with the red dragon. I guess that's what we should be doing. Okay, they drew their card. They surrender. That's wild to me. They had another gate to activate. They needed to just activate that. Hopefully get any creature, and then they start drawing cards every turn. Well, we won. I don't think through any particular skill of our own. But hey, didn't get skunked. Not bad. We've got a win on the board. Anything is possible. Anything is possible, even us going first, which we are. 4 lands, Knoll Hunter, of course. You hear something on the way? on the watch. And Inspiring Bard, which we haven't got to cast yet. Again, all of these hands are the same. They're all fine and not at all exciting, which is also this deck. So, hell yeah, let's go. Opponent keeps all their cards, fine by us. They go Mountain. Drew a Dread Linorm. I do like that. Let's cast our Knoll Hunter. The trusty 2-mana 2/2. They go another mountain into Hobgoblin Captain. When it attacks, if you attacked with creatures of total power 6 or greater, it gets first strike. We're just going to attack into it. They take it. I was kind of assuming that. And now we have... You hear something on watch for their captain, which we will probably just cast. So they cast Craving of Yanogo. Enchant creature. It gets +3/+2, has haste, and attacks each turn. You can pay 1 red, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield, attach to target creature control. Craving of... It gets -1/-1 each time you do that. Well, sure. So it's a 6/3 now. Let them go to attacks. And then we will go ahead and hear something on watch. We heard the Hobgoblin Captain, and we annihilated him. Well, that was very good. So now what do we do? I think it's pretty easy. Inspiring Bard. 4 mana 3/3. Gives us Bardic Inspiration on our Null Hunter, making it a 4/4. It's 20-14. Okay. We drew an Underdark Basilisk last turn, which is going to be pretty useful against the Craving of Yanugu or whatever it is. I have thoughts about this set. I have thoughts about alchemy, and I'm going to reserve them. Probably deserves a whole episode. What did they just cast on me? Mephit's Enthusiasm. 2 mana, deal 4 to target creature or planeswalker. Excess damage was dealt this way, which it was by 1. Note that excess damage, then you get a boon with when you cast your next creature spell, it perpetually gets +X/+O, where X is the noted number. Just an extremely elegant card, I find. Going to attack them for 2. It's 20-12. Do we go for a Basilisk or another Null Hunter? I think it's Null Hunter. Because this way, if they play something and Craving of Yanugu it, we can attack and use Scale Deflection to activate Pack Tactics and do like 100 damage. Oh, they use Breath Weapon in their mono red deck. 3 mana, deal 2 damage to each non-dragon creature. I want to say that's a bad card in their deck. Alright, we cast Underdark Basilisk. We're going to put 2 1/1 counters on it with Dread Linnorm. So that's a 3/4 Death Toucher. Now we can either draw a land, which lets us cast the Dread Linnorm, or we draw action. And either way, we're pretty happy. Pyroclasm in their aggressive mono red deck. Very cool. Okay, so they're casting Ambergris, Citadel Agent. 3/2 haster. When it attacks, discard your hand and draw 2 cards, and it can specialize into a bajillion things. Who even cares? No blocks for us, please. So they're hitting us down to 16. We drew a land. They have 3 mana open, but so what? Okay, they're just taking 3, going down to 9. Now I can cast Dread Linnorm. And I think they'll have a tough time dealing with a 6 toughness creature with their mono red deck. They cast Gut, Fanatical Priestess. 4/3, enters the battlefield up to 1 target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. So they traded their Specialize with our Basilisk, and it tucked it, so presumably its specialization does something. They're mono red, so they're going to get the red version. When it specializes created token, that's a copy of target creature card exiled, except it has double strike and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of your next end step. That's honestly not too bad for us. Just hit them with our Dread Linnorm. They're tapped out. They're going to take 7 here. We're going to cast Underseller Myconid. It's a 1/2 that makes a 1/1. And now they're really up against it. Unless they can kill our Dread Linnorm, they are just dead. Let this be a lesson to you, kids. Auras suck. They cast Giant Fire Beetles and Hobgoblin Captain, none of which can block our Dread Linnorm. Gut Fanatical Priestess can, however, but they're attacking with it? That's incorrect. Now they're officially dead. Barring some insane 1-mana arena card. Drew Meteor Golem, it's a great insurance policy. Let's just attack with our Dreadlin Orm. And they're dead. Well, I'll be a son of a gun. We have at least managed to squeak out 2 wins with this pile. Yeah, the key play there was them going all in on that red aura and it just utterly backfiring in their face. Whew. Well, alright, we live to play another game. See ya in round number 5. What? This is BS. We won, and our opponent is going first? They kept? Well, this hand kind of sucks. It's 2 planes, but a Prophetic Prism means that we have filter plus card draw. You hear something on watch is good removal. Underdark Basilisk is just generically good. Pilgrimise is good. Dreadlin Orm I like. I think it's okay. Again, I have not seen a hand so far that I thought was either actually good or bad enough to toss. I think unless we just get no lands or something, that's what it's going to be. They cast Favored Enemy. Enchantment, 1 green. When it ETBs, note the most prevalent creature type in an opponent's library. When it enters the battlefield, target creature you control fights up to 1 creature you don't. When a creature an opponent controls of the noted type dies, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Why don't you bite my little ball? My 1 ball. And then Soldiers of the Watch. This is the 2-mana 2/1 double team. Okay, well we drew Chihiro, which I do like, but literally can't cast it. So we're going to cast Prophetic Prism, draw a card, got a mountain. We have no red spells in hand. I mean, this could get ugly very quickly. They cast Nalia de Arnis. 3 mana, 3/3, legendary human rogue. They can look at the top card of their library any time. They can cast Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, and Wizard spells from the top at the beginning of their combat on their turn. If they have a full party, they get a 1/1 counter on each creature they control, and they gain Death Touch till end of turn. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's okay if you're into that kind of thing. We're just going to cast a Lurking Roper. 4/5, and we'll probably never attack with it because they are assembling quite the obnoxious array of creatures. Okay, so they're casting their double-teamed Soldiers of the Watch and attacking us with a 2/1 Soldiers. So presumably they have some combat trick for green and a black. We're going to block. We're going to call their bluff. If they get us, they get us. They have Poison the Blade, giving it Death Touch, and they draw a card. I mean, we're just not in a position where we can reasonably do anything about that. What we can do now is cast Underdark Basilisk, 1/2 Death Touch. Pass the turn, and we have You Hear Something on Watch as well. So, we've got things. Got things we can do. They're attacking with their Soldiers of the Watch. We'll block it. Another Owlbear Shepherd. Okay. And a Bone Collar Cleric. 2 mana 2/1, pay 4, sacrifice or return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty annoying. Alright, it's our turn. A Knoll Hunter. Great. It's got 3 mana available. I think we cast a Pilgrim's Eye. Get a land. Get a forest. We have a You Hear Something on Watch, which we'll probably be casting this turn. They're attacking with everything. So let's go to blockers. Block the Bone Collar with Pilgrim's Eye. And then we're going to Hear Something on Watch on Nalia de Arnis. It has Dreadlin Orm. It's going to get +2/+2 and hexproof. So would we rather kill that or rather kill Nalia? Well, we can't let the Bone Caller live because it's going to be sacrificed to get Nalia back. So I guess we hear something on watch, set off the traps on the Bone Caller. I mean, it's kind of a toss-up decision. Okay. This turn we can play Jaheira, go to combat, attack with the Pilgrim's Eye. It's 14-19, we're just absolutely crushing it. But we're holding up Scale Deflection against their attackers. They're attacking with Nalia. Let's go to block with Jaheira. One blocker. They have to be out of combat tricks at this point. Scale Deflection, put some counters on Jaheira. It worked so far. Hey, it worked. We actually got them with that one. They're on one card. Okay. Kind of coming together here. Let's go ahead and double attack, I guess. 4/5 and a 1/1. They play Archivist of Ogma. 2/2 flash. When an opponent searches their override, gain a life and draw a card. Well, we'll be sure not to do that. We're just going to play our Dreadlin Orm. And they scoop. My god, what? It's all coming up Millhouse right now. By Millhouse, I mean me, Kenny. Ooh, look at us. Hey, yo. 3 wins, 2 losses. At worst, we went 3-3. Way more than I expected. Can we keep this ball rolling? I'd be stunned. Alright, the crazy run attempts to continue. Steadfast Paladin. Null Hunter. We go first. You hear something on watch. Unexpected allies. This is the kind of draw I had in mind. Again, not exciting, but we have 2 mana and a lot of 2-drops. So, let's go. Opponent goes instantly plains Monk of the Open Hand. The 1/1 that gets bigger if you can cast more things. Cast 2 spells a turn. I'm going to Steadfast Paladin. I'd be pretty surprised if they can double spell this turn. They go Swamp. And they have nothing else. Good. We did not draw a land, which kind of sucks. Let's go ahead and attack them with our Steadfast Paladin. See if they have you hear something on watch. They're just blocking. And Deadly Disputing it away. That's not that good. We're going to Null Hunter. Oh, we're going to damage first, I guess. Even though we can't. Whatever. Now they're going a specialized. This is a specialized where the card literally has more text than fits on the card. 4 mana 2/4. This is Lae'zel, Githyanki Warrior. When this creature becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, you may exile this creature, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Double strike. When you cast a spell, it gains that text. As specialized for just 1, specializes into a bunch of fucking bullshit. Very cool. Let's play the land that we drew this turn, and let's skip. What would I like them to do this turn? Basically, I'd like them to attack us without specializing. When it specializes, it gets 6 toughness, and that puts it outside the purview of you hear something on watch. Which they're tapping 1 mana, so it looks like they're going to be specializing it. Yep. So it's turning into Lae'zel, Blessed Warrior. 3/6 double strike. When it enters the battlefield or specializes, they seek a non-land permanent with mana value 3 or less. And it blinks the first time it's targeted? Wait, so does it blink back into its original form? Now they're casting Flaming Fist Officer. Awful name. 3 mana 2/2. Another creature you control leaves the battlefield that gets a counter. And they're just not attacking with their 3/6 double striker. What? Well, we can cast another Knoll Hunter and hold up unexpected allies. You hear something on watch? No, unexpected is sorcery, of course. Oh, this format's giving me a headache. Prof Prism from them, sure. Another specializer. Rasad, Monk of Selûne. 3 mana 2/2. When it ETBs, exile target creature an opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. What? So just a straight up Fiend Hunter that then specializes into just insane cards. Becomes a 4/4 that dies into tokens when you specialize it. What is this card? Hate that. It's my turn, so we pretty much have to band together, have our creatures kill Rasad because that's unacceptable. Not going to let them specialize that. That is ridiculous. And we'll play a Basilisk, I think. Don't know, our opponent is really reluctant to attack with their 3/6 double striker, and I don't know why. Okay, now they're finally doing it. That makes sense. So we're going to take some damage. It's 16 to 20. Then they cast the Hourglass Coven, a rare. 6 mana 3/3. When it ETBs, draft a card from the Hourglass's Coven spellbook twice. Then put those cards onto the battlefield. Other warlocks you control get +1/+1. They got Hag of Death's Legion, which are warlocks, 2/2 warlocks that at the beginning of your upkeep they make a black skeleton creature. We can't win. How are we ever beating this? Ever? We're not. I quit. I concede. Out of principle. And also because I literally don't think there's a way to win. Oh, okay. Well, we definitely did better than I thought we were going to. It looked like we were heading straight for a 0-3, and we managed to scrape by 3 wins. My opinion of this format, I don't like it, even despite the 3 wins, and I think maybe that lends a little bit of credence to the fact that I don't like it. Like, it bolsters my opinion that it's not just based on the fact that I didn't do especially well. I've gone 3-3 in formats and had fun. In fact, I just did the Chromatic Cube, where I actually wound up going 1-3 with my Taking Extra Turns deck and had an absolute blast. Thought it was super fun. I did not have fun in this, where I did substantially better, going 3-3. What are the problems as I see them? The biggest problem I see are the alchemy cards. Cards where it's just extremely unclear what the cards actually do, just because they have so much text. And I understand that the specialized cards are mostly the same with different triggers when they specialize, but it is an overwhelming amount of text. I can imagine Amber looking at these cards and just having an absolute fit about them, trying to process all this information, because I am having a fit trying to process all this information. It's just very hard to understand what the state of the board is with these cards. And there's tons of them at common, uncommon, rare, and mythic rare. So I really don't like that aspect of it. In general, it feels just as swingy as Streets of New Capenna did. You go against the nutty decks. It's just that what is nuts appears way more often. And in a sealed deck, I think potentially the fact that I played sealed exacerbates the problems even more, because it's like, here are your cards. You're stuck with what you've got. There's no getting, you can't draft well, read the signs, get into the right colors. It's just, here are your cards. I mean, that's just a problem that sealed always has. But it really is exacerbated by the fact that the good cards are so good, and so hard to understand. That is a lethal combo for me. So I will not be playing any more Baldur's Gate, I don't think. Although, Who knows? I've been wrong about that before. Thanks for joining me. I was about to say, I had fun. Did I have fun? I mean, we were spending time together, weren't we? And we always have fun. See you next time.